Who does not remember a little car called Fiat 127? Picture the 1970s, disco music, flared pants, oil crisis, and Europe slowly realizing that big cars aren't so charming when a full tank costs half your salary. And right there, rolling onto the stage with a grin from ear to ear, comes Fiat saying, "Relax everyone, we've got this." They called it the Fiat 127, and it wasn't just a car, it was the official starter pack for freedom, built for ordinary people who wanted mobility without going bankrupt. And by the way, the name 127 wasn't random. Fiat named their models in a numeric production sequence. First came the 124, then the 125, then the famous 126, and this was simply the next step in the family tree. So 127 literally meant the next evolution of the small Fiat. Fiat already had small car legends like the 500 and 600, but the 127 was a modern era upgrade. Motor in the front, power to the front wheels, and believe it or not, a boot where you could actually fit more than a toothbrush and a bag weight. When it launched in 1971, the market went wild. It won European Car of the Year 1972, faster than you could say, "Ciao Bella." People loved it because it was simple, no luxury extras, no electronics waiting to break, just pure Italian engineering focused on freedom, fun and economy. And the production numbers, pretty impressive, more than 4.7 million cars built. That is so many that if you park them nose to tail, you would basically create a small national border. It was built in Italy, Spain, Brazil, Argentina, and practically everywhere that the sun and small wallets meet. For Fiat, this car was the hero. It didn't just sell well, it kept the company strong and cemented its reputation as the masters of the small car world. Without the 127, there would likely be no Uno, no Punto, no Panda. This little thing is the genetic blueprint of every modern Fiat city car. Of course, no automotive legend is perfect. The 127 had one very Italian weakness, and no, it wasn't jealousy or hand gestures. It was rust. Northern European winters plus Italian steel was the same as experimental disappearing bodywork. Safety also, let's say, philosophical, but maintains a dream. You could fix half the car with a 10mm wrench and leftover sandwich clip. The competition was fierce. On a 5 VW Polo for Fiesta, everyone wanted a slice of the small car revolution. But the 127 held its ground for over a decade, until new regulations and consumer demands finally caught up with it. In 1983, Fiat said farewell and replaced it with the Uno, a modernized version of the same brilliant idea. Why did it end? Because it had already won. The 127 brought millions of people into car ownership for the very first time. It turned mobility into something everyone could afford, not just the wealthy. So next time you see a Fiat 127 at a meet or gathering, give it that respectful head nod. This wasn't just a cheap little hatchback. It was a car that taught Europe that small can still feel big when it's built with heart. Thank you.